Okay, Virgo, this one's for you. This is Tarot Lumination with your May 2017 general reading. If you want to go kind of explore a little bit, you can go visit tarotlumination.com now. Who knew? Isn't that amazing? There's an actual tarotlumination.com. Yeah, wow. So, dear Virgos, there's a lot happening as we transition now. This is a big transition month and it's starting right now. Okay, at the time of these readings, there's a lot of cusp activity going on, like planets changing from one status to another status. So it could feel like there's a lot of big changes in weather happening for you in your spiritual world or your internal dynamics, okay? Sun moving into Taurus, uh, let's see, Mercury moving into Aries, Venus just turned direct, Mars is going to flip into Gemini any moment, Saturn's still retrograde, Jupiter's still retrograde, and Pluto is stationary direct, okay, in Capricorn. Now, Virgo, for you, that's in your 5th house of love and romance, okay, and creativity and stuff. So you may have been feeling some very profound energies, like deeply transformational, irrevocable changes happening in that part of your life, okay? And it's ongoing, okay? It's part of that big fat red T-square, okay? I mentioned this earlier. Please, Virgos, please watch the general, all signs introduction video for this playlist for May general readings, because we kind of go into the aspects with the planets, which helps you to live through this reading with greater understanding, with greater illumination, okay? So please watch that video. Also, please watch the video for the North Node Leo, okay? There's a whole playlist there. Watch the sun, the moon, and the rising for all of it. It's very important so you get the broad perspective. Virgos, you've had the North Node right on you for the last almost year and a half, maybe more, and it's probably been quite epic for you. And in the process, like, a lot of stuff has come out that needed to be revealed in order to heal. And in general, that Virgo North Node has been pulling everybody to refine, clean up their act, clean up their crap, get rid of all the fake, false, illusory, like negative Neptunian type energy, all the lies, the betrayals, the deception, all the misperceptions, the false beliefs, false leaders, false gurus, fake anything, fake relationships, fake anything. That all has to go. Most of it's being cleaned out right now. The very last stinkiest, goopiest parts of it are being cleaned out right now by the Truth Police. Sagittarius, Saturn in Sagittarius is pounding down really hard on Pisces and Chiron, which the South Node is already past there. But anyway, I'm getting all carried away. We're here for your May reading. The aspects I wanted to mention, that big red, let me just show you, just quickly. This thing, okay, this horrible thing we showed about in the other video, okay, that really affects you in your profound romantic side of relationships, your creativity, your creative self-expression, also deep intimacy, and your sense of self-worth and your worth relative to others, if that makes any sense, okay? So that's happening. Also, we do have the big fat fire trine, which is very nice for everybody. In some way, somehow or other, there's good coming out of that for you, okay? Even though it's all fire energy, which doesn't directly, impact you. So, yeah, but please watch those other playlists to get more get a more balanced look on things. In other words, if this is just your Virgo sun sign reading for May, it's going to be limited, okay? There's only so much we can do in a general reading. By the way, we're going to do love and relationships very soon. That's going to be coming up for May. There's going to be a whole playlist for you for love and relationships. All right, dear Virgo? So let's get into it now. All right, I did a lot of shuffling. I'm just going to do one last little cleanup here just to get it all nice and pretty. Virgos, you're so good at bringing order into this world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here is the general vibe. Okay, here's where you're coming from. All right, here's where things are with you right now. Okay, that's you right now. Here's where you're heading. Okay, at this point, we're starting to face into the unknown. Okay, okay, that's just how it is. If you consider life as a journey, okay, especially regarding the North Node in Leo, that's starting to happen basically in May, right at the end of this month. Also, by the way, I just realized, Virgos, we got the Taurus new moon coming up very soon. That's very, very supportive for you, by the way. Also, the full moon later in May, that's going to be really, really supportive for you as well. And so take advantage of all of that lunar energy. Here's how you're going to move forward, okay, given all the momentum, okay? And hold on, let me just do some adjusting here. I want to get things to look just nice and perfectly lined up for you, Virgo, so everything is just right, just how you like it, okay? Just right. Oops, there. That's it. That's just fine. Okay, so then. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. There we go. That's stop moving. All right, there we go. So this is what you're heading into, assuming you keep it together, all right? Here's like the hopes and dreams things and also the fears things, because as you head off into a journey, you are facing into the unknown and you don't really know what's going to happen, okay? You can have your hopes and wishes and you can have your fears, but you don't really know until you get into it. So this is where it all seems to be heading, okay? Now in the background, just pretend weather. Wow. Okay, a lot of people like to see the card at the bottom because it sort of like indicates like the background, what's going on deep in the background. It's just like when you get up in the morning and you look outside your front door and you realize, okay, there's the weather. That's what it is. It's not like you can do anything about it. It's just there and you just deal with it, okay? And you make the best of it, okay? Now, in your situation, dear Virgo, you are divinely blessed, okay? You have some beautifully, beautifully rich and powerful, divinely balanced energy working in your favor. And I'm thinking that's something to do with the Taurus new moon and the Scorpio Taurus full moon, okay? That's very, very supportive for you. It's very grounding. It's very, very stabilizing, okay? Because there's a lot of energy that's happening right now that's very destabilizing, okay? Even like with that Pluto and Capricorn thing in your fifth house, even though it's Capricorn, which is very supportive of you, it's still Pluto in a dead hard square with Aries and Libra. Capricorn, Aries, and Libra in a hard square. So that's tough, all right? Anyway, so this is really, really good energy to have for you, Virgo. It's about the energy of, it looks so beautifully serene and divinely balanced, and you've got all this energy of balancing the world of spirit with the world of three dimensions, the earth, the trees, the plants, the flowers, life, and everything. And it's in perfect flow. It's in perfect balance and harmony. It's the ebb and flow. It's the alchemy of turning everything that's deeply conflicted into something useful and valuable, okay? And it's divine. This energy is truly, truly divine energy, and it's there for you. It's coming into your world, and it's very, very supportive for you. It may not actually look that way, but it is there and it is for you. So let's take advantage of this, all right? So what's the vibe? What's the situation? Oh gosh, did all these come out? No, it's I don't do reversals, okay, people? I just don't do it. So Virgo, right now, the general vibe might be, again, it's really, really coming into balance because we're right at the very, very tail end of the Virgo North Node. So that big chapter for the last year and a half or more is over right now, and justice has been served, okay? There's nothing more that can be done on this part of the journey. It's going to be another 19 and a half years before it happens again. So you've done everything you can, and that's wonderful. The whole pressure with that Virgo North Node was to refine, 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 clarify, cleanse, purify, purify, delete all the crap, delete, 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 disinfect, disinfect, clean up your act, clean up your act. In other words, the way to be healthy is to remove what doesn't work, reveal it to heal it. Whatever is unhealthy needs to be cleaned up and healed. That's how you become healthy. You don't become healthy just by taking lots of power pills and drinking more caffeine and taking more booze and getting more yoga and doing more and more Pilates and stuff like that. A lot of healing is to do with revealing what needs to be healed. The more you resist the need for healing, the more the need for healing persists, okay? So, dear Virgo, my guess is that you've done a pretty good job, as well as it's possible to do, and justice will be served. It's going to be fine, and you're going to move into this new epic chapter of the Leo energy, which is kind of your 12th house. So it might be a little hard to understand because the 12th house is so hard to understand. It's that Neptune fog energy. How do you hold a piece of fog in your hands? How do you describe water to a fish? Okay, it's really, really hard to understand. So the vibe here is that you've done what you could, okay, and it's been done to a very high standard, okay, which is very important for Virgos. And whatever happened with you and other very important people in your life, so be it. Whatever happened between other people and you in their lives, I'm trying to describe the balance, like you and the others and you. Everything that happened for a reason, and everything is exactly as it should be, and justice is served, and it can't be any other way. In other words, things are exactly the way they are because they are exactly the way they are, and there's no other way they can be. Okay? So that's a good place for you to start, Virgo, with this new epic journey starting, because we're all on the same bus together this May. Okay? It's like everyone's going on a magical mystery tour together, and we're starting off, and it's a big journey. Okay? So you're coming in a very, very strong place, like, I did what I had to do, I've done what I had to do, and I did a good job, and it all came out well. And I'm on the bus with you, people. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do now and how to do it, but I'm here, and it's going to be fine, okay? Hello, everybody else on the bus. I'm glad to be here with you. We're going to do this properly, okay? Basically, you're going to have an opportunity to shine. You are going to be obliged to shine, Virgo, in the 12th house area, okay? Which is in terms of spirit, of divinity, of universal love and awareness. And I don't know how to do that. I don't know how you're going to do it. If I knew, I probably wouldn't be on this planet at all. I'd just be kind of an angel or something, or an archangel, and I would be helping people out, something like that. But anyway, Virgo, where you're coming from. Whoa, okay. So maybe you had an inkling that this was going to happen all along, and you decided, I'm not going to waste any time here. I'm going to take charge. I'm going to get on the bus, and We're going to make this thing happen. We're going to take the Virgo show on the road. The Virgo is going to become the star in the way that Virgos are, okay? Your highest qualities of your Virgo nature are going to be harnessed and corralled and pulled together in a way that really, really works for you, Virgo. And you're going to get a very rich taste of it right here early on, at the very tail end of April and going on into May, okay? So this is really, really good. You're coming in with some very powerful energy here, dear Virgo. Really, look at this. I mean, seriously, it's very, very, these are all majors, okay? So you might feel as though things are very, very fated, okay? Read the energy this way, okay? So in some way or other, Virgo, you are literally kind of almost like on a magic carpet ride. It may not be comfortable, okay? It might be very, very disorienting because the bus that we're all getting on is a bus that none of us have ever been on before, at least in the not in the last 19 or 20 years, okay? So in some ways, Virgo, you have an advantage because you've just come out of an epic journey. So you know what it's like to live through a hugely transformative epic journey, okay? Face on. So you are in a very powerful position. And my feeling here, Virgo, is that you are taking full advantage of that feeling. Like, wow, holy shit, I came through all of that. I can't believe I survived all that crap, but I did. And now I'm going to use that momentum to carry me forward into this whole new life ahead, all right? So that's pretty epic, all right? Wow. I'd like to have a seat right next to you on the bus, Virgo, if you don't mind. I feel like I would have a lot to learn from you, dear Virgo. And you have a lot of wisdom to impart to us. How's this going to happen? Where are you right now? Oh, gosh. Wow, it might be something as simple as telling the truth, okay? Because you are in such a privileged position of having been through your own epic Virgo in North Node journey that you know an awful lot about things and stuff that the rest of us are still grasping, okay? Now, the thing is that it's just that in the disclosure, if you're going to be bringing all this immensely powerful energy forward with you, you could also, let's look at this again for a moment. Virgo, if you're carrying this incredibly powerful energy with you, it looks so serenely, divinely pure and balanced. But this is the energy of someone who knows, someone who really knows how to turn garbage into gold, okay? How to, like, by revealing whatever needs to be healed and actually healing it, which is very much a Virgo type energy anyway. It's almost like, it's like revelations, you know, energy. It's like energy healing, okay? And if you bring that in with you and you do it in a very, very, very orderly, balanced way, that's epic, that's wonderful. And you're fully charged and feel fully empowered to do that, or at least that's what you want to do, even if you don't have all the gifts or the resources actually at hand at the moment. You definitely have it in spirit. There's a tremendous amount of angel energy at your disposal right now. Even if you're not aware of it, it's right there. It's like the angels literally have their hands on your back right now. You might not feel it. It might be that you still need huge amounts of support, okay, and huge amounts of healing to do. But you've got the healing power of love on your side, okay? So you're in a very, very strong position. And that allows you to be a very, very, very effective truth teller, okay, for the rest of us moving forward. And you might come to this realization very early on in the journey that you have a lot to offer the rest of us in terms of divinity, spiritual awareness, spiritual understandings, spiritual truth, things that have been mucky and lost and foggy and hidden for years. And now is your chance to shine as someone who can reveal this to us in ways that are understandable, tangible, in three-dimensional like language. Like, oh, you have to do this, and then you do that. And if you don't do this, then shit happens like this. So it's very, very methodical. So, and you have the knowledge to communicate that in ways that are effective. And hopefully it won't be too much of a like I told you so, or calling you out type of energy, because it's not necessary. You don't have to do that. Just by radiating the energy of truth, other people will come to realize their own misperceptions along the way. You don't have to offend anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. Just live by example, okay? That's very cool, Virgo. So where is this all leading? Where are you going to be heading, okay? Oh, ouch. Ow. Oh, I'm not sure what it is that's hurting, what's grieving you. It might be that you know what happens after you've lived like a really epic journey or through a really, really challenging episode of life, and it tapped all of your energy down to the very guts of your soul and your heart and everything. And you had moments of gloriously delicious, loving experience, profound intimacy, and being valued by others and valuing others. And then things went wrong. They went epically wrong, and it led to tragically painful situations. Okay? If that's where you're heading, where you're coming into a realization, it's almost like the energy that I'm trying to describe here, where you're heading, is like, it's like listening to a really good campfire story and then understanding like, oh my God, that whole story was about me. And all the tragic, epic, painful parts that I was listening to that I thought were about someone else, they were actually about me. And you're suddenly realizing it. And it's so painful and sad and hurt. It hurts so much that you can't help but, you know, grieve and feel a little bit sorry for yourself. I'm not saying like self-pity. I'm just saying pure, simple sorrow. Sorrow, grief in that, oh my God, I didn't know that I was living with so much pain and grief and suffering. And it's okay. It's like, it's okay. Like I do this to myself, Virgo. It's like, it sounds ridiculous. I'm not going to do it here, but I actually I do. I'm going to do it. Virgo, this is what I do. Okay, don't laugh, all right? But I do this to myself a lot. I have a lot of self-healing practices that might seem very strange to a lot of people. But I do things like this. Watch. Oh, poor me. Poor me. I was hurting so much. They hurt me so badly. And I feel so broken and hurt and sad. Poor me. It's okay. It's okay. You're going to get better. You're going to feel better. They didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. We had a lot of fun, but we also screwed up. Everybody screws up. Poor me. Poor me. Poor me. And you treat yourself like a little baby, like you're soothing a little baby that's been hurt or had a bruise or something. And you're realizing, oh, that's you. That's me who's hurting here. Okay? So if that's a bit of an awakening for you, it's okay. It's okay. Coming to the truth and the realization about yourself. All right? And it needs to be faced. And a lot of self-healing can occur. Virgo, you're all about healing anyway, especially in the practical manners, like, you know, how to heal this, how to heal that. How do you do it in this step? You do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And that's how you do it, okay? So it's time for you to allow yourself to feel sorrow, pain, and suffering for yourself and move into that and accept it. If you have to cry, if you have to do a bit of woe is me and allow yourself to have a little bit of a breakdown, then please do it. That's probably the healthiest thing you could do. Okay? So how are you going to move forward with that? That's actually quite a challenge, considering you came in with so much freaking fated power here. How do you move forward? Okay, so to move forward effectively with this kind of highly contradictory energy here, where it's like, you know how, I know this happens to me sometimes, where I get caught out. I'll just be living through, forget this card for a minute. I'll be living through a chapter of life, and I'm like, oh, happy this, I was doing that, I was doing this, I'm doing this, and blah, blah, blah happened, and blah, blah happened. And I was either talking to myself or talking to friends and family on the phone or email or just hanging out at a cup of coffee. And all of a sudden, bam, spontaneously, I'll burst into tears because I had a shocking realization that I was really hurting about such and such a situation or such and such a person. And I had buried it and I ignored it. And all of a sudden, almost like a ridiculous surprise, it was revealed. And the pain is exposed, and the sorrow and the suffering and the grief and the grieving is exposed. But in the exposure, it allows for healing, okay? Because there is love on the other side. So whatever is hurting Virgo, it's probably just the remnants of having lived through an epic journey for these last couple of years. All right. And it's like that coming down process, after you've lived through a hugely epic event, like a wedding or a funeral or something, and you've conducted yourself very, very, modestly and respectfully, and then you get into the car or you hide in a corner and you sit down and all of a sudden you burst into tears. That's okay. All right, Virgo? So to move forward with that, how do you deal with it? You allow it to happen, okay? You allow the energy to move through you. It's very powerful energy, like the energy of the heart. And this isn't heart energy, but this is very, very, very much about energy. And so by allowing it to move through you, like the truth of what actually hurts, if you allow it to move through you, it could turn into a source of inspiration, which is actually the fundamental mechanism of how temperance works. In other words, turning garbage into gold. In other words, it's the last remnants of refining. It's the very, very last stages of putting the polishing touches on the epic journey that's taken you here to where we're going to start the Leo North Node journey. Okay? So grab it and seize the opportunity with passion and excitement and fervor, and turn that sorrow and grief into something as almost could be used as a source of inspiration for others, not just yourself, but for others, okay? Because you know a lot about pain and suffering, okay? Dear Virgo, you've been through so much. So you have a lot that you can teach us, okay? So what lies ahead with all of this? This is pretty epic stuff. Okay, it could be what might feel as catastrophic. I don't want to scare you, Virgo, but my personal view is that this is the most powerful healing card in the deck. It's the final stripping away of everything that's crappy and shit. Get rid of all the fucking bullshit that didn't work, that had no place there. It was just all the rot and the crap that you thought was the foundation of your life, and it turned out to be false and fake and untrue. And the final, very final last awakening moment is like, oh my God, I admit it. I admit it. I admit it. And it feels catastrophic as it all collapses. But the beauty of this is that out of the ashes, so don't, like, if this is what has been invoked, through your epic journey here. And as you move through it and you advance into this new chapter, coming onto the bus with the rest of us, and it's like, pretend you're walking onto the bus. You might be the last person on the bus, and you look wiped out, exhausted, but somehow or other, we all know that you're glowing. You've got some kind of glowing, like almost like angelic presence of energy around you, even though you might look like you've been through hell. And yeah, you might have been through hell, but you're getting on the bus with us, and this like energy of spontaneous combustion is it's almost like relief. This is like, okay, going back to a really simple health analogy. Pretend you've got this hideous, awesome zit, okay? And you've been sitting on it forever and ever, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse, and you finally realize it. The only thing to do is pop that fucking zit, okay? I'm sorry this is such a gross analogy, but if you don't do it, it's going to pop on its own, okay? And that's kind of what this energy is all about. But the relief and the healing is just deliciously awesome, okay? Because it will heal. I'm using the zit analogy because it's so like grotesquely obvious, but it could do with any ailment, anything that is has the energy of self-undoing, self-sabotage, illness, fakeness, falsehood, the final vestiges, okay, that need to be like pulverized and crushed. It's happening. What's the hopes and fears about all this? Look at this freaking reading, Virgo. Look at all these majors, okay? This is a very fated reading, Virgo. You might feel as though a lot of things are happening that are out of your control and that you're being swept along by destiny, okay? So maybe you are, all right? If you've been secretly hoping for hope, if that makes sense, if you've been secretly, deeply hoping for hope and inspiration because you haven't felt it or haven't had it, then that makes perfect sense because it seems to be here. If you were absolutely terrified that there would never ever be any hope or inspiration, that's understandable too, given what you've had to live through. But this is beautiful energy. I am not going to read this any other way except as positive for you, dear Virgo. This is epic. You're hoping for that. You deserve that. You're going to get that. You're on the bus with the rest of us. We all love you. We'll take care of you. You've probably been taking care of the rest of us, and we didn't even say thank you. Okay? So where's it all going? Yeah, it's like, it's true, people. It was all too much. It's all too much. I'm done with it all, okay? It's time for me to take a seat on the bus. I just need to chill for a while before we start all over again. I need to put down all this heavy stuff, okay? I have been an inspiration. I've been living as if. I've been doing all the purification, the clarification, the cleansing, the rectifying, the revealing to get the healing. I finally did everything I had to do, and I'm absolutely, excuse my language, I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. It's okay, Virgo. You probably work harder than anyone else for not a lot of thanks, maybe not a lot of reward. And that's okay. Everybody in the bus, please make room for Virgo. Virgo needs to chill out, and Virgo needs a lot of healing herself now, okay? You can put all this stuff down, okay? You're in a really, really, really good place, Virgo. And a lot of good love and healing is going to come to you one way or another, okay? But you got to be willing to put this stuff down, okay? There's no need to carry all of this anymore, okay? In fact, it's not even allowed, okay? It's not allowed, okay? Virgos, you can be very self-sacrificing to the point where you're hurting yourself, and that's not good, okay? It's not good. It's not healthy. You deserve a lot of TLC, Virgo, and it's coming your way. You're already kind of like a healer type person in general. You've probably been doing a lot for others. You deserve a lot, okay? So put it all down, take a break, chill with the rest of us on the bus, take a seat, hang out with us. Okay, it's going to start all over and we're going to figure it out slowly, step by step. But this is done. This is over, okay? So don't worry, Virgo. It's going to be fine. In fact, God, it's epic. It's epic. All right, Virgo, that's all I got for you. You can reinterpret this however you want. I'm just giving you my reading, all right? Don't forget to read for your sun, moon, and rising. Watch the North Node in Leo playlist and also the Saturn retrograde playlist because that's big energy and it's going on all summer, okay? So all the best with your May 2017, Virgo. Bye-bye.